to make sure we can actually help them?
Um, Kinda. I don't really like the answer though, because like, nah, not necessarily. You can close people that
It's
you can't
because
help.
we don't know the problem we're going to solve yet.
No, I mean, if I book a call to lose weight, what do you think I'm there for? You don't need to ask me any questions if I pop up and I'm taking up the whole camera. Would you disagree or disagree?
Okay, now that makes sense.
Again, try somebody.
Current situation, like understand what's actually going on, like why they like while they're on the call. But like not saying that, but like asking questions to just understand.
By the way, guys, you don't need to raise your hand. Just fucking just say. Kind of Jaden, closer, but not quite.
Would you say it's to reveal the pain?
No, because why do I care about the pain?
Make them buy?
I can make you buy with no pain. If I make you think that it's gonna make you a millionaire and Margot Robbie be sleeping in your bed, don't need any pain for that.
Limiting beliefs, like uncover limiting beliefs.
Why though?
I mean, they like if they still have them, like they're not gonna buy, or like they're not gonna
Really? Skurs
like if
bought. He had a limiting belief.
that was a shit closer who ever closed them. No, that doesn't count.
I'll say to gain
Wait,
leverage too.
There's no way, but I mean, how would they grow if they still have like limiting beliefs? So you have to uncover them. You have to shatter them on a call, or like
let me tell you something right now. You're always gonna. I still have limiting beliefs. I make fucking a decent amount of money, son, and I still have a fucking shit ton of limiting beliefs.
yeah,
Your limiting beliefs don't stop you succeeding. Your limiting beliefs keep you stuck at a level. That's all it is. Every single level you get to, you're going to uncover new limiting beliefs and you're going to start to believe stuff differently. That's why I'm stuck where I am, is I have tons of limiting beliefs I need to get rid of. But like I ain't getting on a call with a closer to try and smoke me on them because like it just doesn't work like that. So it just depends what level you're at. All right, anybody else got any idea? Amplify value. Explain that one, Harry. Explain your answer.
You just say build the gap.
Between what?
The current situation and the desired state, or the two states where they are and where they want to be.
I wouldn't say that's the purpose of the discovery.
Yeah, so amplify value. You just get the context on their current situation, which is going to make what we're selling more valuable to them.
No.
Build trust and set the tone for the call.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's the purpose.
I would say help them make a decision.
Help them make a decision, but all they're talking about is their current situation. How's that helping them make a decision?
Gain leverage.
Leverage. That's the whole purpose
Yeah.
of the discovery.
I mean, I'll say leverage because it's like to see where they at, where they want to be, and why haven't they reached to where they are, they want to be,
Okay. But what if they're close to where they want to be?
but they haven't got there.
Yeah, but I'm on the way there. I'm getting close. Can you just not close me now?
I mean, if they haven't gotten there yet, why is that?
Ah, because with my current trajectory, I'll get there next month, but I'm not there yet.
Okay, that's a limiting belief.
How?
That's why you haven't been there because of yourself.
What does limiting belief mean? A belief that limits you, right? If my belief's that I'll get there next month, is that limiting me or is that actually a good belief?
It depends on their perspective. It can be like, I'll get there next month, but you can get there faster.
It's not necessarily a limiting belief. I think a lot of us have this obsession with limiting beliefs. That's actually a pretty positive belief. Like if I told you, Elliot, I believe by about July I'll be doing 250K a month. Would you say that's a limiting belief because I think it's going to be by June or July and not next month?
I think it depends on the data. Like if you are at already like 245, like why until July? Like why not next month?
Yeah,
But
but
no one's going to
That's what I'm
pay
saying
you.
about this cover to gain leverage. That is the data. So when they want to fucking like put all these excuses, you have all the data to fucking handle their shit.
You're closer. It is leverage. It is a little bit of leverage. But there's one big answer that I'm looking for.
Isn't it like just probably just gauging like how far, how
Like,
how urgent with the urgency that how urgent it is situation. Like
Nah, because they don't have a fucking clue how urgent it is. Like I've spoken to
like
guys who are like literally like one more meal away from diabetes, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll probably start looking at losing weight next year." Like they don't know the urgency. Like they have no fucking idea. That's why they're on the call with us.
yeah, just I was thinking it's like kind of gauging like how urgent it is, and then because just discovering how urgent the situation is, and then you know fixing that problem really.
I wouldn't say it's the purpose.
Probably also to gain momentum, to like make them relieve their experiences and relieve that pain so we can gain momentum for the pitch and close them.
Momentum? I wouldn't say
the
momentum.
problem, like finding like the real problem, like today, problem that's going on today. I feel like that's the point of the discovery.
Yeah, kinda. Like, to be honest, there's one word I'm looking for, and it's a word I use in every fucking coaching call. It's simply just clarity. Like everything that every single one of you said, I could tie into one word in terms of clarity. What is their current situation? What is their pain? Do they trust us? Why aren't they where they want to be? What limiting beliefs do they have? What the fuck are they looking to do with this? Why haven't they done anything? Every single answer you guys gave me falls into this one word. It's clarity. The purpose of my discovery is to gain clarity on who the fuck are you? Why the fuck are you here? And why do you need my help? If I get all three of those, I'm going to close you. The other thing, which I wasn't going to include this, but is actually true, is to gain leverage, right? Because without leverage, what have you got? You got fucking niche. So the first question is, how do we gain clarity? How do we actually get this?
Probing.
Questions.
Probing, asking questions. Anything else?
Asking relevant questions, like stuff that's going on right now.
Mm-hmm. So I would agree with just questions, to be honest. Questions was fine. Now, I used to speak about this a lot. I haven't spoken about it in a long time, but what are the two kinds of questions that I believe there are in sales? Does anybody know?
Open-ended.
Open-ended.
That I sadly, Elliot, I wish I'd come up with that, but that was probably like fucking Shakespeare or something that came with open-ended and closed
Was
questions.
it
Bro, very different. To that.
situational?
There
Was
you
it
go.
situational? There's another one, I forgot the other one.
And
So-
current questions.
And anytime questions. Nice.
Yeah.
Now, what is the difference between these two?
I mean, one of them you can ask like in whenever in the call, and one of them is like it's like a perfect time more so to ask that question, like when it does come up, like the situation comes up.
Okay, but give me an example.
Say someone's trying to lose weight, they're stuck in the gym, and like they've been lifting, and they don't like they say they don't know how to do workouts. You wouldn't ask, "What gym do you go to?" You ask, "What workouts are you doing?"
Would I? Because I wouldn't ask that question.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. I really, yeah, I don't know. But
Okay, what's
I
a
think I'm
better
on the right
question?
track.
Anybody answer? What's a better question than that? If somebody said to you, I just don't know what workouts to do and I can't lose weight, what's a better question to ask?
What are you doing now?
Same question. Wrong.
How long have you not known
What
what to do?
part? Now, what exercises keep doing? What is he doing right now?
Again, that's the same fucking question. You're just rebranding it.
How long have you not known what exercises to do?
There we go, Sandro. That's what I want to ask. Because what does that tell me, right? What does that give me?
How long they've been in this current situation for?
That, and it gives
Clarity.
both of these, right? Because if he says, "Oh, I haven't known what exercise to do for a year," guess what? I now have leverage to call him out for that. If he tells me, "Oh, it's only recently I haven't known what to do," I now have clarity that he's new to the gym and it's a new thing. So again, every single question that I ask ties back to these two things. Either I get leverage for the end of the call or for now, or I gain clarity to ask better questions moving forward. Because the best way to ask a great question is to gain clarity. If I said to you, I said, okay, I'm going to let you ask me one question to close me. Before you ask me that question, you can do every bit of research on my life and see every decision and thought I've ever had. You would sit for days on end looking at every decision, every action I've ever taken to make sure that this question is perfect. Why? Because you want to have as much leverage and as much clarity as humanly possible. And that is kind of all that sales boils down to is do you have leverage over someone and do you have clarity on their situation to be able to articulate your offer into the solution to their problem? If you have both of these, guess what? You'll probably piff them. And that's it. So, what is a situational question? A situational question is something that we can only really ask at the time. So, let me give you an example. Let's say that Elio, for example, said to me, I've wanted to make money my whole life. I go, awesome, man. So, and then I ask him some random fucking question. I'm like, how old did you say you were again? And then I just go into something completely different. If in 5 minutes from the time I then ask Elliot, by the way, you said you wanted to make money all your life. How long have you actually wanted to make money online? He'd be like, that was fucking 20 minutes ago. What are you bringing that up for now? It doesn't flow with the conversation. Everything that is situational is something we need to jump on straight away. And it's why I'm so on top of active listening, is because if you're not active listening, you end up asking the wrong questions very fucking often. And if you ask the wrong questions, you get the wrong answers. And what do I mean by the wrong answers? I mean, they don't really move the prospect to where you want to be. Let me give you an example. Matt, you're on an offer, so you can answer this. When you ask a question, do you know the answer you're looking for or you're hoping for?
Yeah.
Of course you fucking do, right? We all do. Because what you're selling is going to have the same kind of prospects every fucking time. When I was selling cars, I knew exactly what I was looking for. If they have 4 kids, I go, so you're looking for an SUV? You think they're going to say no? Absolutely not. But what does it do? It makes me seem like an expert. It makes them feel like they know me. And it also means that I can be way more efficient with my calls. Because there's two most important things in sales. One is your close rate, and two is how efficient you are. The reason that I made so much more commission than most people in this industry is because I was taking double the calls because my calls take half the fucking time. And by being able to do that, I didn't need to work any more than the other people, but I was able to outwork them. So being efficient is going to be huge. And the best way to get good at that is to ask situational questions. Now, when it comes to any time questions, can someone give me an example of one of these?
What do you do for work?
That was the one I was thinking of. Now, why do we have to have anytime questions? Why are they important?
So we can open the conversation.
Good. But then
Open
wouldn't
it.
that just be like, wouldn't that just be your opening like your opening question?
No,
Just
no,
ask-
like open like a new fucking branch where you want to probe on.
Really?
Like if you like selling biz of like what you do for work, it's gonna go into what they do for work, why they don't like that, why they want to change and all that stuff. So maybe like open a new branch of data that where you can gain leverage from.
Okay. Anybody else?
After you can't like go into situational questions, like after you finish going down those, you ask another anytime question more so.
The answer is actually a lot simpler, right? There are a few things that you need to know on every call. Like you need to know their situation, right? And inside of that is going to be a few different things. So one's going to be work. Another thing is going to be their relationship. Like do they have a girlfriend? Do they have a boyfriend? Whatever, right? And the idea behind this is why are we looking for these certain things? What is the purpose of identifying all these different things?
Because they might come up as objections later.
Not might, they will. Whatever these are going to tell you what their objections are going to be. So what you're looking for is you're looking to identify every single objection. So by making sure that we ask about their work, which is a question I ask on every call, is okay, is there any hope in hell this guy can afford it? Like if I'm selling a 50K ticket and the guy's like, I'm working in Macca's, I'm kind of just fucking wasting my time, to be honest. At the same time, if it's a 50K investment and he's talking about I have a girlfriend, how involved are you guys? Is she supportive, etc., etc. This is how you're going to pre-handle is through these anytime questions. And by uncovering these through anytime questions, you're then able to use situational questions to handle these objections and make them come back to what they're doing. So these go hand in hand, right? This isn't more important than this, and this isn't more important than this. However, if you don't use these, you won't close. And if you don't use these, your calls are going to lack a lot of structure and you're probably going to miss a lot of stuff. So you must have both if you actually want to succeed and get to where you want to be inside of closing and get your close rate to where it should be too. Does anybody have any questions surrounding any of that so far? No. Sweet. Now, what is another thing that we must get inside of our closing calls? In the discovery, before some smart ass says that.
Pain.
Pain. What else?
Urgency.
Yeah.
The tie downs,
Tie downs? Explain a tie down.
like to make them admit that they have something wrong going on.
Commitment to change, is it?
Ownership.
Ownership.
Trust.
Trust. Anything else?
Intent.
Intent.
Data.
Data? Yeah, but you get that pretty easily. Fucking hell. It's all you cunts ever go on about. Fucking beliefs. Like, so when we talk about beliefs, give me some examples of beliefs. Like, what are some beliefs that people have?
That they can do whatever it is they want to do on their own.
Do it yourself. Another one?
Your situation isn't that bad.
Anything else?
I never had the time. Like time.
Mm-hmm. What else?
It's not their fault.
That's along the lines of what I was thinking, but that's way too positive. It's everyone else's fault, is the usual one.
Yeah. Internalizing.
Yeah. And when it comes to wait, before I move on, anything else, or are these the main four, do we reckon?
They need to think about something for a long time.
Fear of failure.
If you find that in the discovery, you're the GOAT. To be honest, if you find that they need to think about it in the discovery, fair play, but they're very rarely going to give that to you. Another one?
If it actually works.
That's the one I would have said, Leo, is doubt. Doubt. Fucking hell. End result. Now, what does every single one of these have in common? Like, what are they all in reality?
Uncertainty.
No.
It's opinions, but it's not real. It's not true.
I wouldn't agree with that. I mean, sometimes life is okay, you know?
Yeah, but it's subjective though.
Yeah, of course, right? But that's why I'd be careful to say that they're not true.
Yeah, my bad.
Nah.
Would you say?
I think they're all true.
Would you say like limiting buying beliefs?
Wait, what did you?
They're all true.
Jaden, what did you just say? Hold on a second.
Yeah. I'm saying that as in like the prospect, they can believe they believe this is all true in their minds.
No. They're just
You don't think so?
They believe that. This one, yeah, maybe. This one, yeah, maybe. This one, you're just a loser. This one, you're just a loser. This one, you're just a loser. Like these two, maybe. The rest, no way.
That's fair.
Sandro, I think you had something too.
I said they're all just like limiting buying beliefs.
Yeah, but there's one word that I'm looking for, to be honest.
Objections.
Nah.
Excuse?
There we go. That's what I was looking for. They're excuses. That's all these are, right? Like, oh, I have no time. Like, if you think about every single one of these, right? You can apply it to anything, which is why I wouldn't call them buying objections. How many times do you have a friend who goes to the gym and says, I just don't know if I can get jacked. You know, my genetics suck. I have no time to go. You know, life's okay. I don't care about it that much. Like, I'm in decent shape. I'll just do it at home. I'll go for runs and I'll do some push-ups. I would go, but the gym's always so busy. Every machine's taken, you know, the machine's always like this doesn't have to be sales. And the reason that that's why I don't call them anything but excuses is because that's what they are. In every aspect of your life, you can use these exact same five excuses for anything, literally fucking anything. So I label them as excuses. Now, what do we do when someone gives us an excuse? What do we actually do to solve that?
Call them out.
Call them out? Why though? Why would we call them out for it?
So they can move forward.
Okay. But let me put it to you like this, right? If you said to me, you know, Jordan, I've been struggling to get through the modules, I haven't really had time. And I just went, oh, you've had time, Sandro. Like, just fucking do the modules, son. Would that help you move forward? Or would that actually push you backwards?
Yeah, potentially push me backwards.
Mm-hmm. So what should we do instead when someone gives us excuses? This doesn't just have to be you, by the way.
Change the perspective.
Okay, but how do we do that?
Shifting their beliefs.
Question that way of thinking. Yeah.
How do you shift their belief?
By showing them how it's not helping them.
Okay. But how
You
do we
ask them.
So they've got to acknowledge that that is an excuse.
No.
By
Again,
by storytelling.
Storytelling, no. I'll tell you guys, there's a secret to my answers. There's usually just one word.
Why?
What? So you give me an excuse and I just go, why?
Yeah, I mean, like, why? Just ask them.
I just haven't had any time.
What do you mean? Like, why have you had any time?
Just haven't had any time. I've been working.
Consequences.
And consequence of what? Life's okay.
Challenge that.
But again, what are you challenging? Do you know my life's not okay? If I told you right now, Max, that my life's okay, and you go try challenge me on that.
Mindset. I don't know.
Nah.
Hold them accountable?
No.
It's not a one-word answer, but like make them realize that
It's a
those.
fucking word answer. I'm telling you.
All right. Yeah,
Perspective.
context maybe.
Okay, Yannick got it. I didn't see it in the chat. It is just clarity, right? Like you guys are right, but you're just a step ahead. So the way you have to think about this, right, is like at the end of the day, we want to shift their belief and we want to challenge them on it. But how am I going to shift your belief or challenge you on something if I don't even know what you're fucking saying, right? Like, for example, if you say to me, my life's okay, I need to gain clarity on why your life is okay. If you think you can do it yourself, I need to gain an understanding of why you think you can do it yourself. If you believe it's everyone else's fault, I need to gain an understanding of why you think it's everyone's fault. If you say you have no time, I need to understand why you have no time. If you doubt in the result, I need to understand why not, right? Because, and again, this all just comes back to the exact same thing. Without clarity, we're kind of just shooting in the dark. And it's impossible to actually gain leverage over somebody with no clarity. Because you don't even know what game you're playing. You don't know what sport you're competing in. You don't know anything. So without clarity, there isn't really much you can do. Now, let's say that somebody says life's okay and we gain clarity. Then what do we do?
Challenge it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I was hoping everybody would just be like, clarity, clarity. So we challenge them. Now, when we say challenge them, somebody give me an example of what that actually looks like. What do we say?
Say if their goal is like to make 20K a month, but they say their life's okay. It's like, okay, man, you mentioned your life's okay, but in comparison to where you want to be making 20K per month doing XYZ, do you really feel it's okay when you compare the two?
Yeah, I mean, it's okay, man. Like, it could be better, it could be good, but like, it's okay.
Mm. And I guess like you can just tell me to shut up if you want, bro. But like, if everything was okay and fine and dandy, like, why are we on the call today?
Well, yeah, I'm interested in making 20K a month, man, like I said.
Okay, but like, you said you're all good and you're happy and you're content where you're at. So why do you want to push for more?
Why not? If the opportunity is there, I'll take it.
Okay, so up until this point, like, why haven't you been pushing for more?
Well, I just haven't found the right opportunity. And like I
Okay.
said, man, life's okay. Like, I've just been enjoying myself a little bit.
All right. But it's not okay enough that you're still looking for more though, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody wants more, right?
Yeah, but like more to me could be 20 quid a week. More to you could be, fuck that, because I already know your goal. Yeah, bro. So you say you want to make 20K a month and you want more, but like you've been waiting for the right opportunity. How long have you actually wanted to push for more and get an opportunity so you can make 20K per month?
Like a while, I suppose.
Okay, and how long is a while?
Like, let's say like 2 years.
2 years. Okay. So in the past 2 years, I'm just curious here, like what have you actually done to go and get the opportunity so you can make 20K per month?
Yeah, I mean, like I've watched some YouTube videos, I've taken some of these calls. Like, I'm just still looking for that right opportunity.
Okay. And what's different now compared to the past 2 years where you've just been watching YouTube videos and booking some calls?
Nothing much really. I mean, I'm still just trying to find the right opportunity.
Okay. What does that right opportunity actually look like to you?
The opportunity that can get me to 20K a month.
Okay. And when you do make 20K per month, like why are you actually pushing for 20K specifically? Like what's that actually going to do for you?
It's just been a goal for a long time.
Okay. Why though?
I mean, I've just always wanted to make 20K a month.
Yeah, but you could say 100K a month. Like why 20K specifically?
That just seems like the first goal for me, Maybe I go to 100K after, but like for now, I just want to get to 20K a month.
Okay. And in terms of when you get to 20K per month, what do you feel will be different in your life compared to how it is now? Because it's already pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean, not too much different, to be honest. It would just be nice to push myself,
Okay. So like why even push for more if it's not going to be that different, man? Like I'm just trying to connect the dots here.
Just want to push for more, man, Just want to see how far I can push things.
But it's been 2 years and we haven't pushed.
Yeah, I've been
All
looking for my opportunity, like I said.
Okay. Like I want to keep going, but now I'm kind of at that point now.
Challenge him on the opportunity. Like, whose responsibility is it? Is
Yeah,
it
for sure.
opportunity or is it him?
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
the opportunities
I-
aren't just going to come and sit on your lap, are they?
I'll tell you how I'd do it, right? Is instead of going down that route, what I'd say is okay, so life's okay right now. I mean, let me ask you, Rowan, are you someone who settles for okay? Are you happy with that? Or are you someone who actually wants to be great and achieve things? Like, hey, 20K a month.
Yeah, I am pretty content with where I'm at, to be fair. But
Right.
it would be nice to
Just stay the
push
same then.
push for a bit more.
Just stay the same then. Why not?
All right then.
Sound, bro. Peace out. But they
simple
won't.
as
But they
that.
won't. And do you know why? It's because
Yeah.
if you can say your life's okay, it means you have an ego. And
Yeah.
what does ego mean, right? Is when I pull back the curtain a little bit and I go, why not just like if you're happy with being average, man, and staying at 10K a month, that's absolutely fine. And they go, no, I want to make 20K a month. You go, really? Do you though? Because over the last 2 years, you've done nothing about it. I booked a few calls. Oh, you booked a few calls. Nice, man. How much time did that take? Probably 3 days out the past 2 years. Would you say that's wanting something? If you were to get in shape, would you go to the gym twice in 2 years? No. Okay, so do you really want to make 20K a month? Yeah, I do. I do. Why though? And it's about like it's about going for the ego instead of the fucking prize. Because there's no attachment to the 20K a month because they probably don't even think they can fucking get there. Because with that mindset, you won't anyway, right?
Yeah.
But what I will attack them on is their ego. Like, oh, so you're just happy being average. I'm not average. I make 10K a month. Well, it's pretty average in the space, man. And then you could unravel it through there. Because the other thing that happens is when you go for someone's ego or go for something they're proud about, they stop thinking logically and they say stuff that they probably would have tried to hide before. But
Yeah,
yeah.
bro. I was gonna ask, like, like what I didn't do, I just noticed you did. You labeled it. You said, okay, so you're happy just settling with average. But then what did you say about the 20K per month? Or it's like, or do you want to be great, was it, or something?
Yeah, like I always label. I think labeling's so important because if
Yeah.
you use it in negative ways, it's like a dog, right? If you shout at your dog, he gets like really like he knows. But at the same time, when you use a different tone and you label your dog as a good boy, he's all fucking happy. Like humans are the same.
Yeah, for sure.
So like labeling's so important to me.
Yeah. Because that's what, yeah, I could tell that's what I didn't do. So it's just like a plain convo. It's like he still thinks that like average is good.
Fucking hell, Eden, I thought you were dead, bro. You hadn't asked the question all day.
Okay.
Yeah. Just quick one. How do you recognize if it's an ego thing and go for the ego, or do you go for a reward type of what you tried before?
It
Like,
depends
how
on
do
the
you
limiting belief, right? But it's plainly obvious. Like if somebody thinks life's okay, it means they still have a bit of an ego. Because let me put it to you like this, right? If you lived your dream life, like your dream life, like I don't know your dream life, but let's assume that it's living in the hills in Italy on a fucking wine farm with like 10K a month passive income. Do you think you'd be booking sales calls?
Probably not. Yeah.
Probably not. Definitely fucking not, bro. You'd be sitting on the balcony, glass of wine, fucking not watching any Instagram reels. So the idea that they're on a call but life's perfect is a complete facade. It's not real.
So it's more based on their limiting belief is how you approach it.
Yeah, that's how you understand whether it's ego, whether it's fear, whether it's something else.
Okay, thanks.
Easy, Brad. Anybody else got any questions?
How long would you like keep going for, Jordan? Like, I know it's quite situational, but like if someone just was like not budging and they were just being like, yeah, but I am good where I'm at. Like I could just chill. Like I don't need to push. Like how would you create like actual urgency in that situation?
How do you create actual urgency? Again, it's by gaining clarity around what the fuck are they actually saying. Because it's very hard to create urgency if you don't actually understand what their objection, their excuse is, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be like the urgency creates itself once you actually start to unravel what their situation actually looks like.
Okay. Makes sense.
Easy, bro. Mr. Poloni.
No, I just wanted to add on something on it, but you answered it.
There you go. Okay. Oh, Eden? Fucking hell, bro. I was joking about not asking questions, bro. Chill out, man.
Yeah. So my question is, how would you properly challenge someone, for example, in fitness, if they're blaming, for example, metabolism, menopause, taking pills, and they cannot lose weight because of it? How would you approach challenging those people?
Okay. Do you feel like everybody on those drugs is overweight?
I don't know.
You don't know? So would you say it'd be reasonable to say that every single person who takes those drugs or is going through menopause is fat?
Well, each body is different. Everybody responds
But like I'm
differently.
just asking, right? Would you say that that's true or no? There are some people who are in shape who are going through the same thing as you right now.
I'm guessing there are some people that are in shape.
So you would say it would be reasonable to say that if you did everything, nutrition, training, everything to a T correct, you would lose weight. Yeah?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay. And how would you ever know?
Unless I do it, I guess.
Okay. And let me ask you, are you willing to do that to actually find out, or are you happy to just keep blaming it on everything without actually seeing if what would get you results would work?
Yeah, I want to do it
You
and see
probably
if I can.
want to do it, or you actually do want to try lose the weight and get into the shape that you've always wanted to be in?
Yeah, I do want to.
It's kind of hard when they like just don't believe that it's possible. But the
Yeah.
biggest way to do it is just with logic, right?
Just compare like other people in the same
Yeah.
situation successful. And
Exactly.
would you do it like would you do a comparison? Why do you feel like they are successful and you're not? Or
So you do a comparison based on, well, it's first about getting them to understand that the majority of the problems that they're facing are themselves, because there will be people with menopause on these drugs that will be in shape, right? 100%. So it's getting them to take accountability for the fact that the reason they're not in shape isn't the drugs, it isn't the menopause, it isn't XYZ thing. It's just their own fucking self.
yeah.
And the only way to do that is by holding them to it.
Yeah.
bro.
So if you were done to this, do you feel like you would still be out of shape type of
Yeah, exactly. If you said to them, okay, do you feel like if you were still going through menopause, you were still doing XYZ, but you ate perfectly every day and you did everything needed in the gym too to get into shape, do you feel like you'd still be overweight, or do you feel like you'd be in shape?
Yeah, I would be in shape. Yeah. Logic.
Okay. So do you think it's reasonable then to blame your weight on the menopause or on XYZ thing, or do you think that's maybe just a little bit of an excuse?
It's an excuse.
Okay. And moving forward, do you feel like you're going to be able to get to your goals if you continue to use excuses?
No.
Okay. So would you agree that to move forward and get to where we want to be in our fitness, we're going to need to stop making excuses and actually do what's needed to get there?
Yes, I agree.
Welcome to the team. Here you go.
Thanks.
Sandro, and then Manav, you can go.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to the menopause and metabolism thing as well, because I'm on a fitness offer where they treat that as more of a reason to actually fix it properly. So I think some people like they notice that the weight sticks on after menopause or the metabolism slows down because the hormones, and they notice the difference. So sometimes like you're not going to be able to convince them that they have tried things, but they've noticed that they don't lose the weight when they used to. So there's definitely something different. So I wouldn't try and say like it's not a real thing, because they're just going to put up a big battle because they know it is.
No, my point is, so let me add to this, because you actually make a very good point. My point isn't that it's fake. My point is that it's a fucking excuse.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's harder, but it does make it impossible.
Yeah, I think it gives you leverage to say like your program is built to help get over that, and like the the other things that you've tried doesn't address that type of thing. But yeah, definitely still an excuse, because like you say, like it will just come up at the end of the call if you don't address it at all.
Yep.
I did want to ask as well, just if I can get a two in one. Do you ever feel like is this something you look for on every single call, or do you feel like some people, their belief system, like you don't see anything that screams like I need to get this person to be super accountable,
There,
or go
to
on.
answer I know where you're going with this question, right? To be fair to prospects, there are people I've had calls with that you don't need to do anything with their beliefs because they've overcame them themselves. For sure. I've seen that quite a few times actually, where I speak to people and I think like, wow, this guy's actually switched on. And they acknowledged the way they used to make decisions held them back, or the way that they used to behave was not what was going to get them to where they wanted to be. They had to make a change, etc., etc. So for sure, there are going to be prospects you get where you think like, fuck, the guy knows what he's talking about. Because sometimes they do overcome it on their own. Like a lot of you guys, like you guys never had sales calls for this. Like a lot of you guys will have overcame your own beliefs by just buying this program. It wasn't because you spoke to some sick closer. It was just because you overcame it yourself. So yeah, there are people who overcome them themselves.
Cool. Just label them when they do that, I imagine.
Yeah. To be honest, like most of them are going to be fucking laydowns if your program's any good.
Cool.
Like if they feel like they're getting value, they're going to be absolute laydowns half the time.
Jordan, how do you know that they've actually overcome their own limiting beliefs and they're not just bullshitting you and saying the right stuff?
Because it's very hard to bullshit when you actually overcome them. Like, I mean, even I'm sure we've had conversations, Sean, where like you would have came to terms with limiting beliefs you used to have. It's obvious. Like if they're like, I used to be fucking lazy as shit. I was terrified to do anything. You know, I stopped myself achieving XYZ because I was lazy, because of this, because of like, and they just tell you everything that back in the day you would have had to pull the fuck out of them.
Yeah. But if they already overcame their limiting beliefs, would they not already be in a mentorship like the one they're trying to join or the whatever they're trying to join?
The way you got to think about it, right, is like the second that you overcame all your limiting beliefs, did you just make 10K a month?
No. Yeah, no.
Like it doesn't just work like that, right? Like if you overcome them yourself, right, there is going to be a situational thing where you need to get into the right mentorship, you need to find the right mentorship, etc., right?
Yeah.
Like I would say I was a better closer when I was making 10K a month than when I made 30. I had way more shit beliefs when I made 30 than when I made 10. But the situation was just better. So there's a big mix of both. But yeah, like sometimes they are just bullshitting you, but majority of the time, especially when you get like a real obvious one, you'll be like, fuck, this guy actually like really wants to make a change and he's ready for it too. It's obvious when you get them.
All right, sweet. I appreciate that.
Manav?
Yeah, so Jordan, I was just thinking back to a call I had before on a fitness offer. Basically, at the end, he was telling me he wants to like look at all these other coaches, make a pros and cons list, and like compare the price compared to the value of all these other coaches. How would you challenge that? Like, especially for someone who's been in their position for a long time.
Okay, well, like this would be the first question I'd ask him. I'd say, okay, and let's say that you had a coach, right? And like, let's say you compared our program to, let me think of an example, some other sales program. This is what I'd say if I was closing him, right? I'd say, okay, now let's think about this logically. Let's say you're taking, so you have a call with me and then next week you have a call with another coach. And let's say that coach, every single thing is a pro, except that they can't get you to where you want to be. And on my list, everything's a con, but the one pro is I can get you to where you want to be. Which one would you join?
Well, they just mainly care about getting where I want to be.
Okay, so what the fuck's the pro and con list for then?
I don't really know. I mean,
you don't know.
I guess it's just making sure I'm getting the best value.
Okay, but what does value actually mean to you? Like, what does value mean?
I mean, I guess the features of everything, but
okay, well, let's say that I give you 1 million Discord servers, a full chat GPT bot, everything, but it's going to take you 6 months to get there. Or I just give you 2 one-on-ones a week with me on Zoom, but I'll get you there in 3 weeks. Which one you buy?
The one-on-ones then.
Why? Because you want the best value, you want the most features. So like, just explain that to me, man, because you're kind of contradicting yourself.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess it's just about getting to where I want to be.
Okay, and do you genuinely feel like everything that I've walked you through can get you to where you want to be?
Yeah, I do actually think that's
okay, sweet. So what the fuck are we wasting our time with other calls for? Let me send the payment link in the chat right now for you.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
Like, it's a load of fucking waffle, bro. Like, it's just an excuse, right? And it's like reframing that mindset of like, oh, I want a pros and cons list. Here's your pro. You got to make 10K a month. Do you want to do it? Yeah. Okay, sick. Welcome to the team.
Mm.
Like they're just trying to find reasons to delay action. That's all that is. It's trying to find a reason to delay making the change that they already know they need to.
I've heard that type of bullshit quite often on
Yeah,
Twitter
you're
though.
gonna,
So
bro.
what do you think? Do you think there's something in Discovery that causes that? So I feel like with me, I was getting it more than some of the other closers were, for example.
Potentially, right? But at the same time, I would say that that could just be like you could just be getting a lot of people who are just like that. Because it is a certain like I don't think I've ever wrote a pros and cons list in my entire life. You wouldn't catch me doing that shit, right? But I know plenty of people who would. So it could just be like getting unlucky with that type of person, but it's just something you defeat with logic, right? Again, it's just like, what is the biggest pro for you? Well, I make it, okay. Do you feel like this will get you there? Yeah, okay. So what the fuck does the rest of it matter? There you go, bro. George?
Hey, Jordan, just circling back on the fitness example you did for challenging someone that's giving an excuse. I just had a call with a weird excuse. A woman who's like 59 years old and she want to make 5K a month in profits. She works as a freelance for insurance right now. And I was like, okay, so what did you try in the past to get that? She was like, I started my own digital marketing agency. What happened there? I didn't commit. Why didn't you commit? She blamed it on her traumas. What was the trauma? It was PTSD.
Okay.
And she started telling me why she has PTSD. So I started and I asked her, okay, so the freelance job, do they give you multiple tasks or one? She said one. She says they did give me multiple tasks so I can earn more money, but due to the PTSD, I couldn't take more than one task. I can't overwhelm myself. So I was showing her the cost of inaction. Like, do you see that the digital marketing didn't work because it overwhelmed you? So you kept that off, and you're not taking more tasks to make more money with what you're currently doing because of the PTSD. How long do you want to hold on to that, knowing that everything's gonna get you have to put in the work when it gets tough? It was a wishy-washy answer. I told her then what's the alternative if you keep holding on to that and don't push and do more? She was like, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. And I was like, okay, but why are we on this call? Because what we're doing right now is not enough. So I got the tie down there, but I still lost the deal. So I was like in a situation, if she gets overwhelmed quickly, how, like, do I do the same analogy like you did? Like, don't you think people with PTSD actually squeeze and push through and be successful?
Fucking playing a dangerous game, George. I don't know if I want to clip this one up. I'll be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't want to offend her. I didn't want to shake her belief, but I didn't know how to handle a PTSD medical condition like that because it's very sensitive and I can't push very much without offending someone.
I don't really know, to be honest with you, bro. Like, I'm trying to think about my answer here, and I honestly am not sure. I'd say the biggest thing that I'd say is I would have just doubled down on like, why are you here if you can't risk adding more stuff on? Like, if you genuinely feel like if you add more stuff on, you're gonna get overwhelmed, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah, I did say something along that line. She was like, I want to see if I can do it, if it's manageable. And that was a disqualifier for me because I don't want to get her into something and then she quits after months. But I still need to reframe her to get her to a version of herself so she can do better. But with PTSD, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know the perfect answer, to be honest with you, bro. I'm man enough to hold up my hands and say, I don't know how I would have dealt with that one. So
you know, Jordan, because I'm in a mindset where everything's my fault, so I have every deal that I don't close, I could have done better. I could have reframed. I could have helped them more. So
well, I'd give you a different perspective. I'd say, because I'm a firm believer that not every deal you lose is your fault. Like, sometimes you do just speak to retards. Like, I'll be honest. So it's a good mindset to have, but I personally don't have it. Amir, go for it, bro.
Yeah, so I wanted, can you hear me?
Yeah, bro, loud and clear.
So,
I can't
okay,
see you,
so-
bro.
okay, wait. Now you can see me also.
Got classic
So,
closer line, bro. There, I can hear you, but I can't see
yeah,
you.
okay,
Read that.
okay. So getting back to Manav example, so I feel like right now I do a very good discovery. I get a lot of people paying me like I'm doing a great job, but sometimes they don't really match their words by action. Like they show me they are committed, they really want to do it, but in the end they don't fully commit. So I challenge them, I call them out. But sometimes, and that's my question, how can I actually do this without triggering them out? Because I feel the way I'm doing now, or if I continue to challenge them, they feel pressure from my side. Some of them, they usually call it like, man, I feel a pressure from your side, something like that.
Good. Like, why is that a bad thing?
For me, it's not a bad thing, but I
But
don't
like,
know.
ask them. Like, say, yeah, I mean, a little bit, man. Like, why don't you want any pressure? I mean, do you not want to make this decision? What are you selling?
Me in Romania.
No, no. What are you selling?
What coaching for trainers, like fitness.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you not want to feel? Why do you feel like pressure is a bad thing?
It's not.
No, but like that's what you say to them.
Yeah, I know, but and they usually say it's not. Like that's my job basically. That's what I do with my clients in the gym. Okay.
Right. So, would you want to do it or no? Like, just ignore the pressure bullshit. But so to answer, so repeat your question. So you feel like your discoveries are good right now,
Yeah.
but then where are you going
And
wrong?
so basically, they mentioned to me multiple times in the call,
Mhm.
even in the final part when I say the investments and everything, and they say I really want to do it, but their action don't match the words.
Okay, but what are they then saying? Like, what is their objection? Like, why aren't they
I
buying?
don't really have an objection, like because I handle everything in the spot. But
Okay, but let me challenge you on that, right? So they don't have
Okay.
an objection, but they're not buying.
Mhm.
So what the fuck are they
Let's
doing?
say, let's put it like this. Mostly, I get it like I don't do a decision on the call. I need to think about it mostly. And then when I clarify what do you need to think about it, there's nothing.
There
That's the
is,
way I
there
do
is
the thing.
like that means that you're not handling the objection correctly.
Hmm.
There is an objection there. You're just not getting to the bottom of it.
Okay. So then this is the question. How can I spot the real objection?
Have you got a call recording I could watch tomorrow?
I do, yeah, but it's in Romanian. That's the thing.
Yeah, okay. I ain't gonna be able to give me
But
one.
I do have something like an app who can actually translate it. I'm not sure how good it is, but we can try.
One day on Duolingo, bro. We'll review it in Romanian tomorrow. I'll be up to speed, bro. To answer your question, right? In terms of how do you uncover that, it's by then following up with more questions, right? Because it's very like the odds of them actually need to think about it are so slim. So like if they say I need to think about it, you go through your thing and they say, I don't know, I just need to think about it. I just need to think about it. You go, okay, run me through what does that process actually look like when you go think about it for the next day or two? Oh, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I thought you said you need to think about it. How do you not know what your process looks like? And you just continue to push them on it. And again, you use logic to overcome it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's by pushing them with logic. Send me one of your calls with the translator and I'll try and see if it works.
Okay.
That'll be my best way to help you to see where you're going wrong.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Munoz?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest fucking challenges that I'm facing right now on my calls, like before, if I can give you a little bit of context, like of course, a lot of these guys that come are like young people, like the ICP, young people that are trying to skip their 9 to 5 and all that stuff. So these tickets are high, like 6K, 10K, 15K, you already know. So the biggest struggle that I have right now is that these guys, of course, they don't have the money, but we have the financing firms. So it's like a big fucking fear of not, or they not believing themselves enough to bet 6K, 10K, 15K on themselves and fucking go through it. And I was like that's the biggest objection that I've been facing. Now I think about it and all that stuff, just like fear. and I fucking burn them. Like, to be honest, I get them and I pressure them as much as I can,
Mhm.
and I just tell them like, hey, brother, like, where you're gonna get a mentorship because he's gonna hold you to that accountability. He's gonna hold you to that standard. He's gonna give you accountability, but I'm gonna give you accountability right here too, brother. So I hold him to that standard. But it's like, I don't fucking know, man. Like in your case, you have a guy, like say me, I'm young, I want to invest a lot of money or whatever, but
Mhm.
I need to find it like how you fucking overcome my objection of like not betting on myself, like enough to fucking go in that. Yeah, you know, like if they guys have the money, they probably pivot, but this guy doesn't have the money, so it's like how to push him to that point of delusion that they can actually fucking make it happen.
Um, so the way that I do with young people is you got to understand with young people, right? They see the huge upside. They're also a lot more optimistic because they haven't actually been through life. Because life sucks a lot of the time. Like 99% of life sucks. Whereas when you're young, it's a lot more positive. So you're a lot more likely to take a huge risk, right? And the other thing too is getting them to realize that there isn't really a downside when you're young to taking risks. Like when you're super, super, super young, like what is the worst thing that happens? You just end up in the same fucking situation.
I mean, yeah, but a lot of the guys are like, say, 22, 23, and these guys are already like, they already have work, they already have a job, they need to pay bills and all that stuff. So they're like really fucking in a position where they are like, yeah, but I have to pay this. Or sometimes they live like paycheck to paycheck and they just have like $300 at the end of the month or $500 to invest. And that's enough with a financing firm, you know? But that fucking fear
But
of
like
like, getting,
again, right, bro? It's the what is the downside?
yeah,
Like what is actually a worse life? If you were 30, right, and you just kept living like you're living. Or if you're th and even if you were 30 and this all failed and you had to lose 10K paying in payment plans, right? At least when you're fucking 70, you can sit there and go, you know what? At least I tried.
that's exactly what I do. I'm like, okay, bro, let's see what's on the other side of that fear. Everything works out, everything's good, you start posting everything, you have your fucking business. Like, well, what's on the other side of that fear? Oh, well, it's I'm gonna get more followers and I'm gonna be able to do this. Okay, so it's on the other side of that fear is fair to say that's everything you ever wanted. Yeah, all right, brother. So if the other side of that fear is everything you ever wanted, like what happens if you never cross that line? You never like, yeah, cross that smoke screen of fear.
Mm.
Oh, I'm gonna stay in the same position. Okay, and is that what you want to end up? No, why not? Oh, because of this, and this. All right. So what decision do you feel that you need to make? Yeah, man, it's just like I go that deep. I go like, brother, best case scenario, you fucking win. Worst case scenario, like you lose your car, you're gonna be walking, then a fucking bird poops on your shirt, and you like, get distracted, and a boom, bus comes and crash at you, and you die. That's the worst case scenario in every single place in life. But it wouldn't even matter because you would already be dead. They're like, yeah, yeah. They're fucking agreeing because they see me as a leader, but they don't take the fucking balls and put themselves in that position. So it's like, how can I improve that? Is it maybe because I'm not being enough of a leader? Maybe.
Yeah, a little bit. Like a lot of it will come down to like a lot of it's going to come down to the way you're leading them. And through that leading them, like through not leading them enough, it's going to be very hard for them to take action on it. But a big thing I would guess is they just don't get it. Like like a big thing I see with that objection is that you explain it to them too much. You need them to get it. You need them to say it. Because if you tell something, like if I just shout at you, Elliot, I'm like, you need to lock in, bro. You need to make out. You're like, fucking shut up, man. Right? Whereas if like I ask you enough questions to get you to the point where you're like, wow, really need to lock in, I really need to make a change, you're so much more likely to make a change because you now believe that you've switched your mindset.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm trying to explain them that the situation they're about to go through is what they need to go through to get to where they want to be. And to be honest, man, like me as a good salesman that I am, of course I fucking blame the marketing and all that shit, right? Like saying can do better on the marketing or whatever, like we can make market it better. So when they're on the call, they're really, really nurtured into that mindset of like, yeah, this is what you need to go through, this is what this guy went through, this is what best scales and TR went through, right? But it's like,
Right.
well,
That's the example you use. Wow, I really am Unk. That's crazy. That's who we're comparing people to these days. Fuck it out.
now, boy, I mean, like, like these guys, that's the people they watch, like TR, Scales, and all these guys, right?
That's crazy. But yeah, the biggest thing I would say is one, you're probably just explaining too much. And you're probably just not leading them effectively. And that'll be why.
Damn, I gotta review my calls now with that mindset then of like, am I explaining too much? And like try and see if like something I explain, I can just like change it on a fucking question. Okay, yeah, that's fucking great. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, just give it a go and watch your calls back. And also see how much you're talking compared to how much they're talking, because that's going to be a big thing too.
Mhm.
All right. Anybody else got any final questions? No? Sweet. That's us. All right. Another coaching call from me tomorrow. I'm gonna be going over every single objection, all 5 of them, and how to break them down. So exact same style as today. If you need anything, drop me a text, let me know. I am back in the UK now, so coaching calls are consistent again. They're back to normal until I go to the World Cup. Then we're gonna have to get in another coach because we're fucked. But yeah, until then, it'll be back to being consistent. If you need anything, drop me a message, let me know. Any of you guys applying for a job, there is new updates coming to the job board as well today or tomorrow, which should make it much fucking easier to get on a roll. If you're struggling with any of that, message Jackson directly because I can't really help you with that one. But enjoy your day. Enjoy your what day is it? It's Wednesday. Enjoy your Wednesday evening. I will see you all tomorrow. If you need anything, you know where to find me. Peace out.